This is really so pretty. I love when everything blooms, even though it usually means that it's kind of hot out. It's just beautiful. Everything is so beautiful, and the chickens, they want you to know what they think too. Hi, welcome to Scofield Farm. I'm excited that today I'm going to give you my June garden tour. I love to give you a garden tour every month of at least our veggie garden. Sometimes I mix in our citrus, some of our fruit trees, our pollinator garden, our kitchen herb garden. Sometimes it's just this veggie garden because it can have a lot going on and take time. So we'll see how far we get today, but I'm very excited to be out here with you. It is a beautiful time of evening, about 6 p.m. where there's a little bit of shade from a big pine tree that helps me be able to see a little better in the garden. So I will take you around and show you how things are looking. A lot has changed since the May garden tour that I'll link below, but so much has changed. It's really great. I'm gonna start with this bed with a beautiful echinacea. I seriously love it. It takes so much room of my bed, but it feels like the focal point of my garden. I love it so much. I love that my bees, I keep bees, that they love it. So it definitely has earned its large and in charge spot in my garden. And this bed is actually kind of in the center of my garden. Here is my garden gate trellis arch that my husband and kids made for me for my birthday this year. And then if you walk right in, the first thing you see is this bed. So it's very beautiful. Well, that is besides this beautiful sunflower that's right by the gate. Oh, and there's one of our little bee friends right there. So this bed has a lot of peppers in it. They are smaller because I got them planted later this year. We have kale. You'll see this kale right here. I just harvested most of it off for a big kale salad with our dinner tonight. That's how big it was before, so it will grow back. It should be fine. I've harvested so many times off of it. I have lime basil. I have lots of little tiny peppers. These are pequeño. They will stay small overall, even though those are a little bit bigger. And I have other peppers in this bed. I have cosmos. I think they're quite lovely. I think this is called like early sensation cosmos. We have lots of chives. I've already cut this one all the way down to the ground. And it's already come back up. So now you can see, oh my goodness, seriously, I love that echinacea, you guys. You also call it purple coneflower, but that picture right there is stunning. I have lots of different kinds of peppers, and they got a late start, but they're starting to flower. Sugar Rush Peach is one of my very favorites. So I am very happy. Oh, look, Hungarian already have some peppers on it. And a little volunteer, cilantro. So we have a lot of different kinds. Some are small, some like the banana are getting bigger. It just, guys, it's just how it is this year, how my planting got started. But if you look, there are calendula in this bed. This Sugar Rush Peach right here, this is so cool, you guys. This one overwintered and came back, and look at how much bigger it is than the ones I started from seed. I mean, it's huge. So this one is packed full of blossoms. I'm gonna get so much fruit off of it. Oh, it looks like I already have, what is that one? A giant Marconi. Oh, that'll be nice. That's actually a sweeter pepper. Right there. We have more lime basil right here. I did a lot of lime basil in this bed, kind of on the perimeter, and a little nasturtium that is not thriving. We have large dill that's already flowering. And then we have shallots, French gray shallots I need to harvest. You can see it's already pulling aside the soil to try to dry it out so that I could get in there better. Oops, I'm burying that right there. But those will come out soon. They were gonna maybe come out before the tour, but I decided to do the tour first. Hiding in here, there's a couple cantaloupe, and then you see right there, just starting to vine on the trellis arch, I have cucumber, and I believe that these specific ones are pickling cucumber. I direct sowed them. I did not start them inside, so they're a little behind, but they really should catch up just fine. And then this is hilarious, you guys. Okay, This is a Japanese flowering kale, I think. Yeah, right here. Japanese flowering kale, 85 days. I planted this in the fall, but it decided here in June, not 85 days, but much longer, that it was time for it to do its thing. So it's beautiful. It's just not the season I thought it would be here. I have some eggplant in here. This one's a little bit smaller, but that one is looking good and actually has some eggplant starting. So this bed is full of all sorts of things. Been around here very much, you know that I don't do monocrop type of sowing in my garden. Monocrop means all of the same thing together, all of the same thing over here together, all of the same thing over here together. I like to mix and match flowers, herbs, all kinds of veggies, all kinds of different things in the same beds. I feel like it is a way that I can have beauty in my garden. It's also a way I can have things continually growing. We do grow food year round, so I might be harvesting things like those French shallots, and then that makes room for me to plant something different, or maybe it just makes room for something else to have that space for the roots to grow, to expand, to thrive, so those plants can get bigger. And so I'm always changing, and every garden bed always looks kind of a mix and match, like I would call it like an artist's canvas. That's how I like to view it, and that's why you'll see so many different things in the same bed. So I'm going in a totally different order today. Right across from those cucumber, I have lots of cantaloupe, because when I direct sowed cantaloupe, they didn't come up 3 times. So I bought a variety from a local nursery, and then the ones I direct sowed, they did come up. So we have so much cantaloupe. I put 2 over there across, and as this matures, okay, the cucumber, they're gonna vine up, and they're going to meet up with the cantaloupe. And yes, I know cantaloupe could fall off when they're ripe, but it's worked for me for the last 5 years, 6 years, I don't know, it's worked. So now that I say that, maybe it won't work, but hopefully it still works. This bed is more peppers. I have, you'll see random tomatoes here and there. I'll explain that later, but I have a lot of jalapeno. I mean, I had so many jalapeno germinate and so many shishito, and then I didn't sell as many locally as I thought I would. So I was like, you know, I love both of those. I'm gonna grow a lot of them. I have, oh, this paprika. I'm a paprika. I make my own paprika powder with this. So good. The arroz con pollo, that is new for me. You can see the one right here. It died, it's gone. So I should take the tag away. But that one is new. So I will give you guys an honest review of how it is when I'm done with the season, and I know. We have the most random cabbage over there. That was also planted in the fall, did nothing. Now that it's June, it's showing off. We have humongous chard in this bed. 2 huge ones. I've had those in the bed for, I don't know, 3-4 years, however long I've had this bed. I just like pinch off the bolting and I eat it all the time, especially in green smoothies. That is my thing. Go to chard in my green smoothies. Lots of calendula. You will see so much calendula in my garden. I have 4 varieties in this garden, and so you'll see them all through all the beds. Okay, story about these tomatoes. You guys, I had so many volunteer tomatoes this year, and then I just didn't have the heart to throw them all away. Oh, believe me, I pulled out so many, but then some of them just thrived. So I put them on the edges of my garden. I know I'll probably regret it, but now I'm trying to get some tomato cages or some sort of thing to stake them from friends, because I don't do it that way. But now that I have them all over my garden, I'm going to have to do it that way for at least a couple. See, isn't that gorgeous? I didn't get any successful cabbage over the fall and winter, early spring, and yet here I have this. I would love to know in the comments if you think I'm going to get ahead, because I kind of guess no, because I think it's going to get really hot. But if you guess yes, you tell me, and I can like answer back to you guys, let you know what actually happens with that hilarious cabbage, which I'm not complaining. They're gorgeous, but that's not what I thought I would have in my garden in June. I'm going to show you a little footage I took this morning, because some of my garden looks so beautiful in the morning, but then it's too bright to do a whole garden tour. So watch this, and then we will go see that area, similar area at this time of day, and you'll see how it's different. I don't know if this direct sunlight's gonna capture the beauty of the California poppy. But the bees are loving it. I am loving it. It's so pretty. And when I tape in the evenings, they're not like as wide open. So it's hard to share with you guys how beautiful this really is. It's like pure sunshine to me. Trying to even capture how much the bees love it. Super difficult, but I'm attempting. It's so pretty. These smell like honey, sweetness, and they are probably one of the prettiest things in my garden every single year. I love this. I'm always cutting off the cement heads because, see, 5-gallon bucket full. If they go all the way to seed and don't get deadheaded, then they will stop producing flowers, but my bees love them. We keep bees. They're beautiful, but also it's just so good to have things always blooming for my bees. So this, you guys, is that same area that had all of the beautiful California poppies. I will show you. This bed's got a lot of tomatoes, and it's my permanent leek bed. I let all the leeks left go to seed and flower. The bees love them, and they just keep producing more in this bed for me. So I'm not gonna have to plant any leeks. They're gonna come back. More chives because I have too many chives in my garden. Oh, this specific eggplant is called a ping tung. It is the long, skinny purple ones, and we love these for our Sunday lunches with my family. We do Sunday lunch after church with my family, with my mom, my sister and her family, and we do bring your own meat, bring a side to share, and those ping tung eggplant, I love to slice them in little like coin-sized pieces, saute them in butter and salt and maybe like some chive powder. I make a really great powder out of all of these chives, dry them, grind them in the spice grinder, and oh, they are so good. If you haven't found a way you like eggplant, maybe try it that way. I actually recommend it with the skinny long ones, and it's one of our favorite sides, like my brother-in-law, my nieces and nephew, my kids. It is a really yummy side dish. So as I said, this is the same area. Look, the California poppies at this time of day, when it's like a little bit shaded and nicer garden tour lighting, they're closed up. But earlier in the day, they are wide open, so bright and cheery, and the bees are all over them. You'll see more calendula, of course. I believe this kind of basil in this garden bed is all Thai basil. It's very licoricey. We like to make curries, so I grow a ton of Thai basil. You're supposed to let Thai basil flower. It's got these beautiful purple flowers. It does not make the flavor any different. And it actually is like such a pollinator draw kind of herb. If you're looking for ways to draw pollinators to your garden, to give something to support like honeybees, I would recommend flowering herbs. They love flowering herbs, and I know that the Italian basil, the flavor kind of changes when it flowers, but not Thai basil. Thai basil, you're supposed to let flower. It's beautiful purple flowers. The bees will be all over it. It is wonderful. It has got that licoricey flavor. I like that. We put it in curries, but I also dry it and I use it as teas at night. I love a herbal tea, especially in the winter, but I think I drink coffee every morning and I drink some sort of herbal tea every single night, like, you know, unless there's some random reason. Most of the teas are from my own garden, and this is one of the ones I really like personally. You might not like licorice, so maybe this isn't one for you, but even if you don't like the flavor, if you grow it in your garden, you are going to attract those pollinators that you're wanting to pollinate your squashes, cucumbers, you know, all those things that people say, oh, I don't have enough pollinators. Plant herbs, let them flower, you're not gonna have a problem. You will see behind the basil, I have a lot of tomatoes. I kind of put the fencing a little high this year, and so I haven't tied them to the fence yet. I usually do a little lower. It's up just about the right height, so I will start tying those up soon. And I have all different kinds, so many different kinds of tomatoes. I have a whole video about lots of the tomato varieties that I like, and I can link that below too if you are curious. The kinds that we grow, because it is so many. I mean, it's probably like close to 30 kinds. This right here is a beautiful sized onion, but it bolted, and I let it flower because I am going to save seeds from this onion and grow them in my garden in the fall. We are a family with 7 kids. There's 9 of us. We are in ministry. We do not make a ton of income, so you will find if you follow along, which you're welcome to follow us if you don't yet. We love to have you. We like to make gardening affordable, and so a lot of things we do ourselves, like that garden arbor gate thing. My husband built it all himself. We also do a lot of seed saving, like a lot of seed saving, to make growing food more affordable, more sustainable, more possible versus having to spend a lot into the garden every year. We also make our own compost. It is right across from our garden, and we have like a large bin right here. You see the chickens in there. We have another bin. They're just honestly scrap wood. And so we're adding to that bin currently, and we were taking from this bin, but I think we're close to moving it over and kind of letting it settle here and starting again. We just do that over and over and over again, and our chickens turn it for us, but my son also turns it for us. Making growing food affordable is super important to me as a mama of a big family, and I love to share my tips and tricks with you. I have a video about how to make growing food more affordable. I can link that as well below because they're the really basic kinds of things that I do, and it has helped us so much make it not more expensive to grow food, but actually make it save us money. Speaking of saving money, one of the best money savers for me was growing my own fruit. This is a 4-foot by 12-foot garden bed of strawberries. It looks very full, you guys, but I thinned it so much this year. I was so proud of myself. If you watched my garden tours last year, you would hear me say every time, oh, I probably should thin them. I should probably put more compost. Well, I did it this year. We have tons of strawberries, and you can see I put nice compost on it. Here we go. Here's one that's about ready. A little bug bite, but that means it was sweet. Fully organic. And this has saved us loads of money because my kids come out here every day and just eat strawberries. They like free range the strawberries. A legit garden dream of mine was my kids coming out and eating straight from the garden. I wanted to have things in season, things that were snacky, easy. And no joke, you guys, this morning, while I was out here filming those beautiful California poppies for you all, my 19-year-old came out and he picked some strawberries to go with his breakfast. And so mission accomplished. This is a money saver, but this is also something that just makes my heart as a mama happy to see my kids eating really good food with no chemicals, and it's healthy and it's grown and it's local and it's like so fresh that they pick it off and they eat it like that. That makes me so happy. That is something that I love about growing our own food. So this is such a different order to the garden tours this time. This bed, if you saw one of my last videos, I talked about harvesting garlic. I talked about seasons changing, about forgiveness. These sweet potatoes are right where we harvested that garlic. So hopefully, it's kind of late, honestly, you guys. It is June. But I'm hoping that they'll do well. It's a very long growing season. There's a lot of chives out there. I need to cut them down lower, but I'm hoping this will do well. And that is a little eggplant that needs to get bigger. It looks like it did not have enough water. I need to make sure the water's getting to there good. So many chives, it's almost embarrassing. I did cut these back, and here they are again. You guys, here they are again. I have a couple of tomatoes. Yeah, that was a volunteer one that I moved to there so it could grow up the fence. That's how I usually do tomatoes. I don't know, you guys. I may be regretting this, but I can always pull them. I figure I can always pull them. I have tomatillos in this bed, and we had such good salsa verde last year. Such a good harvest. I'm hoping, really hoping for a good harvest again. And right here, I have a new to me cucumber that I think, oh goodness, I think it was a seed pack I got at a local nursery. And a couple did come up. It is, nope, that's wrong. It says cucumber. These are not cucumbers. It's a cucumber. So I can't remember what that one was called, but it's a new to me one. I have a couple random tomatoes that were volunteers. They moved over here. And nasturtium, more crazy huge chard because yeah, that's probably 4 or 5 years old. I like to grow my summer squash in tomato cages. And what I do is I train them up and I take these leaves as they get really big and I try to get them like up into here. And so I can actually see all the fruit down below. It's easy for pollinators to get to. It's easy for me not to miss kind of looks better in this one. This one's even better. Look at this. Okay. See that? So I kind of shove them up there and I'll trim out lower ones, and then I will see down there when we have fruit. I also have, I think this is Tulsi basil. I have basil all over the whole garden. All kinds everywhere. So that is that bed. Basil everywhere. Summer squash in tomato cages. If you've never tried it, I'm telling you, it's a great way to grow squash and not lose them. I'm always a little self-conscious when my shadow ends up in a video. I know it happens to other people, but I always think of Peter Pan. I don't know. I think of like Peter Pan searching for a shadow. Oh, there's my shadow. There I am. This bed. I harvested more garlic in here, and I put a couple extra, let's see, eggplants. So they're teeny, teeny, tiny. And then I have my hardnut garlic. I tried so many times, you guys, to direct sow lemon cucumber here. You know, I told you the cantaloupe came up when I bought starts. Yeah, this didn't come up. I think it was 4 times. No joke. I think it was 4 times. And I think it was pests that got them when they came up. I think they were eaten immediately. Why am I whispering? I don't know. Chives, you guys, more chives. I told you, chives are crazy in my garden. And then I have the biggest sage ever. If anyone local wants to buy a humongous bundle of sage from me, it is available. I have dried this. I use it. It's a wonderful tea for sore throats and for coughs. It is incredibly medicinal. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying this has helped me personally. Its flowers are so pretty too. Pollinators love them. And I like it sauteed in butter and put on winter squashes or in scrambled eggs or in pasta. It's quite delicious. I used to have 2 bushes of sage. I had to dig one up because they both were just so huge. I didn't need that much sage. I don't even need this much sage. But I love flowering herbs. Like I said, I want pollinators drawn to my garden. And so, oh my goodness, I see the prettiest hummingbird. I don't know if I can get this for you. This hummingbird I saw this morning on my leek flowers. And there it is, just on this fence. Do you see that? There it is. And it sounds like so fast. I don't want to scare it away. I'm like whispering. Oh, they are so fast. There's 2 of them. They're just flying up by the eucalyptus, guys. It's like a 60-foot tall eucalyptus tree. I don't know where you live, but they grow that big here. And across here, I have on the whole fence line grapevines. They are table grapes. The kids eat them. I'm allergic. I can't eat them. The chickens eat them. But yeah, beautiful. It looks like the sun is coming out from behind the tree. We have tons of chamomile. I've harvested this so many times. I was planning on doing more tonight. I love this for tea. You're going to see all this pretty calendula. This specific variety is called Strawberry Blonde. It is so delicate, like a yellowish pink. There's like pink stripes on the bottom of the petals. It is probably my favorite calendula, honestly, you guys. It is so beautiful. We have the Italian basil in this bed. And so I keep pinching it back because it's still pretty small. But if you pinch basil, let me show you. Okay, if you pinch basil, there are little teeny, tiny, 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 tiny leaves. And if you pinch right above that, those will bush out and it will get bushier and bushier and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what I'm doing with specifically my Italian basil. That's all along here. I'm trying to pinch it so I get a lot. Pesto. I love pesto. I love caprese salad. And then in the middle, we have more tomatoes. And I have the cattle panel fencing. And this one's pretty close to tying up. As I said, I got things planted late. Some things were stunted. It's a long story, but and a lot of volunteer zinnia too. And I'm just leaving them because I love flowers. And so it will be crowded, I know. But I think it's going to be so pretty. I also have more calendula down here. I have a lettuce back here. I did harvest it all. I cut it all the way down to the soil line. It decided to come back. So I keep harvesting more for sandwiches. And it is more of like a fall, winter, spring crop for us, not summer. But as long as it keeps coming back, we will have little bits for sandwiches. This kale is enormous, so enormous, and I'm still eating from it, so I'm gonna leave it there until it's too bug ridden to keep. More calendula. This one is called Yellow Pom Pom. It's like a puffier one, if you see that. It's a little more puffy, and I don't remember if this one is the Strawberry Blonde or if that one is a Snow Princess, but it's yellowy and it's very pretty. What else do I have in here, you guys? I have dill. Here's a smaller dill, and then I have like the bigger dill right there that's already flowering, and I need to harvest some for making pickles. Yeah, but it's sure pretty. Yes, more volunteer tomatoes that I stuck in those black pots. Once it's 115, they are going to suffer. I don't know what I'm doing or thinking. I've done this before and I fried them. And here I am doing it again. I don't know. You're supposed to learn from mistakes, and I don't always learn from mistakes, but you know what? They were volunteer. They were free plants. So I don't feel like it's really a loss to just stick them in there and see if I get anything from them before it's 115 and before they fry in those really dark black pots. I have volunteer zinnia that you'll see all along the paths, and yeah, maybe I should move them, but I like flowers, and so it's gonna be jungly and they're gonna stay. This crazy tunneling and hilling, you guys, from tunneling rodents, probably gophers, moles, voles, that is why we line all of our beds with hardware cloth underneath, and so they can't actually get in the beds, even though they can wreak havoc in all of my pathways. So far, so good on the beds themselves staying safe. This bed is so beautiful. It is so full of calendula because last year I let so many volunteer calendula just live. And then this year I had to do a huge downsizing, pulling lots of plants to make room for peppers in this bed, but I kept a lot of them on the edges, on the perimeter. And I see bees on my calendula every morning and most evenings. So I feel like it still was a good idea. And if I want to, I could just cut them all out. So we'll see. The peppers are really small. And yeah, once again, volunteer tomatoes. I don't know what I'm thinking, you guys, but they're flowering. So, hey, I could at least find out what they are. And then I have some vining stuff over here. I believe that this is pumpkin. I think I did several different pumpkins. I have a video about direct sowing, and I have to reference my own videos to see what I actually grew. So I have an enormous alyssum, sweet alyssum, then pumpkins that will go all the way over this beautiful arch. And then on the other side, I think it's spaghetti squash or trobacino. I can't remember which one, but I planted both. But it is already starting to vine. So I keep just kind of encouraging it up, kind of twisting it around over and over every time so that it holds on. And then I was supposed to have over here loofah, and bugs ate it. And then I direct sowed and bugs ate that. And so I don't think I have loofah this year. So sad because I have lots of loofah sponges we use. Sometimes that happens, you guys. Sometimes something that's been really successful for you in the past that you really enjoy growing. Like I love growing my own sponges. I love it. Like it's so cool. It doesn't work because of pests, because of bugs, and that's gardening. Every year is different. I find some years are like the year of the lemon cucumber, and then this year, none will come up. And then it's like the year of the loofah, and then none. Oh my goodness, I've had certain cherry tomatoes do amazing some years. I have had different herbs do absolutely amazing. And then it kind of changes and ebbs and flows, and that's part of what makes gardening fun. Is it's not like so perfectly predictable and static. There are changes, there are new exciting things that happen, and there's disappointments, but they all keep it interesting. And then I wonder, like, what is this year gonna be? What does this year hold? So I have these grow bags full of potatoes. I have a funny video. Our first time harvesting these, and you'll see how organic we are if you watch that video. It is crazy, but they look about ready to harvest, and so I just haven't had time. Just like the shallots, I need to come out here and do it. I need to finish harvesting the hardneck garlic, but like if I show you, I think that there's some like that are pretty good in here. Oh, those are pretty small, so I'm gonna come back up, but I think there are some. So I will get to that later. And then, oh my goodness, more sunflowers and volunteer cosmos in the path. And you guys, I love jungles when they are colorful and full of flowers. Oh, and this is our first zinnia that's blooming. Isn't she lovely? She's a beauty. So that one, and I have cosmos. Then I have borage also in that little self-watering bed. These self-watering beds are full of asparagus that have all gone to seed, all ferned out. And then I have this giant, beautiful, I believe that it is Velvet Queen, volunteer sunflower that has like 1,000,000 heads. And you guys, it makes me so happy. I didn't plant any sunflowers this year. I was really hoping volunteers would come back. Oh my goodness, I can't even show you really how huge and gorgeous it is. It does not come across in video right. This bed is supposed to be mostly tomatoes, but you can see flowers because I love flowers, and onions. These onions, I already harvested a bunch of onions, but these were not ready yet, and so you pull away from the bulb. It encourages them to bulb up better, so every day I just kind of like pull a little bit more. I'm not sure when these will be ready, but it's almost like succession sowing and that I already harvested and I have more. Purple carpet alyssum is my favorite alyssum because I love purple in the garden. I have flowering cilantro. It's so pretty. I love it. Native pollinators and ladybugs love that. More cosmos. So in the middle of this whole bed, as I said, they're a little bit behind, but I have tomatoes. And then I have lots and lots of Tulsi basil in this one. I think that might be Thai basil as well. I have all the onions, so many onions that are doing pretty good and they are not ready. And then I have volunteer zinnia that are going to bloom really soon. See, some of these look so terrible, you guys. Super Sweet 100, that should not be like that. That one looks like that. And then this one looks like this. So I might pull that and put a volunteer tomato in its place because it just looks bad. More onions. And then over here, I have a different kind of pumpkin, I believe, and maybe butternut squash that I have vining up this trellis, and it will be across from those other pumpkin. So that will be really nice when they're ready. And when they're all shaded and it's like 115, I'm going to like park myself in these arches and get some relief from the heat. This sun gold looks a lot better than that crazy cherries did. It's not huge, but it looks good. I think that's also, well, that's a sunrise bumblebee, and that one looks pretty good. That one needs to be tied up, I think. And then we have more wonderful onions. This one's looking good. I hope this one gets really big for me. So yeah, this bed is doing pretty good. My last garden bed in the veggie garden, besides the in-ground one that I'll talk to you about, I have more kinds of winter squash here. I don't even remember. Spaghetti squash, trobacino, all the different kinds. I have them all in the garden, and I guess I'll know for sure when they start producing fruit what they are, but I keep pushing them up to trellis them up. In the middle of this bed, in between the tomatoes I'm trying to grow, I have peas just finishing up, and so we eat them like every day, and they're looking yellowed, so it's about time to say goodbye. But I've waited just a little bit because my daughter keeps getting more. See, a lot of them are purple, but I think they're like close to done. And then the tomatoes, those can take that space and we can like trellis it up and give them some more room that they deserve. I actually have some bell peppers over here as well on the east side of this bed just to see how they do, because then they'll get shade from the west sun that's really hot and hopefully be able to turn their colors really well. And I have tons of volunteer zinnia. Oh my gosh. I might regret that. That might get way too crowded. Oh yeah, that's zinnia. And then I have tons and tons of Tulsi basil right here. Holy basil, it is my favorite tea to grow. I have so many, it's like basically most of this garden bed is going to be basil. And then I'll have the tomatoes behind it. There's one tomato not looking so good right there. So that one might need to be replaced as well. We will see. And then I've got like some eggplant stuck in here and there because I had a lot of eggplant this year. And a cosmos, of course, always have flowers. I have mammoth basil. I was gonna say lettuce leaf, but it's almost the same. I've grown them both. Mammoth basil, they'll get really big and they can be used on a sandwich. Since lettuce is not like our season in the summer, I'll use basil on my sandwich instead of lettuce a lot of times, and I really like it. So where that big volunteer sunflower is, This used to be my potato bed. Then I had tunneling, gophers, and all that junk. Then I had this, and I planted in here, and then one of them ate a hole in the bottom, so we put a board underneath, and I planted out some more potatoes today. I'll show you that video right now. So I found out that this grow bag had a hole underneath. We have it on the dirt. That is probably my fault. This was my old potato bed, and I had so many tunneling critters. So I thought I'd do this grow bag, and then the tunneling critters actually came into the bottom and stole the potatoes I had growing. So I'm going to plant more sprouting potatoes from our cupboard. We put like a little netting underneath, I think. I think my husband put like, I don't know, I can't lift it, but I'm pretty sure it's like chicken wire. Not the best. They still can get through chicken wire, but it's better than nothing, and we'll see how this goes. When you hear crowing and chickens in my videos, it's because they're like right here on the other side of the fence, under the grapevine, and they like to make lots of announcements. We have like 5 roosters, and they are vocal. I don't usually do videos when it's so bright outside. I like try to wait till evening, but this is what my potatoes look like. So they're going in here, no big deal. Well, as long as we don't have anything else tunnel. I'm gonna put them in here and hopefully get a harvest. We've done pretty good with grow bags last year, so we'll see. But I love that you can recycle food that wants to sprout and renew it and make it more food. These are the very simple things I do in my gardens. You know, each day is harvest something, plant something. That's how we grow food year round, is that we're always adding and taking away, kind of like a big circle. Did you get strawberries? Yeah. We've done most of the other areas, but we're gonna get just these little leftover potatoes. Whoopsie. Planted. And then I also put just some extra basils. I think they're Thai basil, all the way down just because I had them. And I thought, well, if something digs them up. I already have so many in my other beds. Oh well. And then over here, I have a Peggy Martin rose that I'm growing that I want to vine over this beautiful thing, right? And then on the other side, I have another Peggy Martin rose just to make sure that we get beautiful roses vining over the top. That is the goal. Well, I wanted to show you my citrus and my fruit trees, my pollinator garden, but we ran out of time because it's time for me to go in for dinner. My husband made salmon from our local tribe. We get salmon because we are local indigenous Wintu to Shasta County. And then we had butternut squash casserole, right? From our garden, kale salad, and potatoes, which the potatoes are not from our garden, but we almost get to harvest some from our garden. So that's a pretty like locally grown meal, right? We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us. And if you made it this far, like this video for me because that is super crazy and unusual. Thank you so much.